All right, so welcome to our series on Kids Love Golf. This particular video is on kind of that next step, okay? I've pulled up YouTube and I've just typed in kids golf. One of the videos here that I've got has been viewed about 250,000 times. And this young man is about 10 years old and the tag is, 10-year-old with a monster drive, okay? So I'm just gonna show you again a little bit about how this little guy got started.
That was a real golf ball. About 14 months old, I said, well, today's the day we're going to golf ball. And he hit it, and I have the video of it. And when he hit it, his face kind of lit up, and you can see the lighting up. And he just kind of did it on his own for the next month or so, single-handedly.
And he would go outside and set down his own drills and, make his own games and all of that.
We made a deal with him very early on. We'll do everything we're supposed to do as your mom and dad. And as long as you're all in, we'll keep doing that. And that was when he was like 5. And he's never not been all in.
Right, so he's 14 months old. He's got that little plastic stick. You can see him in the video hitting balls in the backyard, whack, 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 whack. So as you can see, parents, got a bit of a common theme here, right? So let's say you've got your kid. They've already been doing that. You already know, hey, this little boy or girl is somehow hitting this ball and it looks miraculous and it looks really cool. What do we do? Where do we go from here? Okay, so in this particular video, the parents said just there at the end, they said, we made a deal with our son when he was about 5 years old, that we as parents would do everything we could do on our part as long as you, the junior golfer, committed to being all in on this and that they would go all in. And so here he is describing his putting stroke. He understands his swing. He's got a coach. His coach has been helping him along the way, making sure that he understands exactly what he's supposed to be doing. As a professional, as a PGA professional, as a coach, that is my goal, is just to respond really to where the kid is in their game, but also have a vision of where we want to take them and what they want to do. That family, that kid, they're going to help me determine how best to navigate that child forward. In some cases, like I said in one of my other videos, you just can't keep that kid off the golf course. They want to take their clubs to dinner with them. They would rather play golf. And if in some cases, these kids that are like this, if you said, hey, I need you to go clean up your room, and they were like, no, I don't want to do that. And you said, oh, well, if you don't clean up your room, we can't go play golf today. They would probably throw a fit at first, but then they would say, nope, I got to go clean up my room, because if I don't go clean up my room, I can't go to the golf course. They just love it that much. Okay, so what do you do? As a parent, you've got this 10-year-old. He's dressed up. He's matching. He's like a little tour player. He's got the belt. He's got the hat. He's got the Under Armour polo on. Probably one of his favorite golfers is Jordan Spieth, because Jordan Spieth is just so great with kids. Parents have said, hey, this little guy, we're going to support him. We're going to move him forward. So as a parent, the question I get all the time is, how do I find a good coach? Okay, well, one of the most important lessons that I've learned along this way, as a golf coach, I believe I'm the best coach for every kid, right? It's just the way it is. I believe I'm a great coach. Okay, if I wasn't confident in my coaching ability, I'm really not going to help any of my students. So I know that. I know I'm a good coach. But here's the point. I may not be the best coach for that kid at that time. Okay, so let me tell you what that means. Let's say you've seen your coach and they love getting down on their hands and knees, and they'll tee up the ball for your little golfer and they'll hit it, and they're animated and they're fun, and you see the joy light up on your kid's face every time they go to the driving range. But then as a parent, you're looking at it going, okay, we've been doing the same thing over and over again. We've been having the same conversation. Every 1 hour lesson seems to be the same thing. Maybe the kid needs to get into a group environment. There's a few different opportunities for you to research out there, apps that will help you to connect up with other kids, maybe go from private lessons into group lessons. Birdie Buddies is something I found online that's a really cool tool that is helping families connect in different regions. And it also helps split up the costs a little bit. It helps it be a little bit more affordable when you're sharing some of that. So in some cases, when you're looking at that coach, you're going, is there something more? Well, maybe it's a group setting. You know, Birdie Buddies can help you find those groups. Maybe it's just a higher level of instruction. Parents, you need to be open and honest with your instructor and say, hey, where do you feel like we need to go from here? Do you feel like we need to be able to take this to the next step? My junior golfer has expressed playing in more tournaments. Can you help us find tournaments to do that? If your coach, and then this happens, trust me, if your coach is a little bit kind of stuck in their lane and they're not able to help you to do the research to identify maybe what that opportunity is coming up, you want to talk to them and say, hey, do you know any other instructors in your area? We have a great relationship with you. We would like for you as juniors coach here to help us find another coach that we can get some more information on how to progress to the next level if you're not confident and comfortable with what that is. And a lot of instructors really, just like any of us, right? We don't know what we don't know. So that would be my encouragement. Have that open and honest conversation with your current instructor and say, how do we find a group if it needs to be more fun and interactive? Or how do we move up a level and find a little bit more of an experienced coach? And parents, please go to the lessons. A lot of times, depending on your kid, they don't necessarily want you standing over them. I wouldn't say go stand in the same stall and be an assistant coach. I don't want you to be an assistant coach. Let your kids enjoy that experience, but don't go too far away. Keep an eye on the mannerisms of the coach. Understand exactly what's being conveyed. Look at the mannerisms of your kid. If your kid is being told one thing and then all of a sudden the expression on their face changes and they just don't really want to be there, you know, that's a red flag. Some days kids are just having bad days. So you as parents, you know the difference between when your kid is just in a bad mood or if this pattern of lessons is starting to go a little bit downhill. So just have that conversation. When I had my junior golf academy, I was great at making it fun, refining skills, simplifying the swing motion, and then helping my students to really hone in on their games. Their handicaps dropped. One of my students that came to me at 12 years old, and he wasn't a golfer at all. In fact, he came because his sister was the one that wanted to play golf. His sister is still a great golfer, represented her high school team, is currently getting ready to graduate from high school, and she was able to play as a girl golfer on the boys' team. But her older brother gravitated toward the game of golf really, really quickly. He went out and played 9 holes with his dad because they knew they were going to come and join my academy, and he shot 65 for 9 holes. Okay, so that's actually not that bad for a 12-year-old, a brand new golfer, right? Now he had the outfit, he had the clubs, everything, but he shot 65 for 9 holes. And then in 1 year, he was able to shoot 66 for 18 holes on the same golf course. In one of my previous videos, I talked about Western Skies Golf Course in Gilbert, Arizona. That's where he did it. So he was able to go from 65 on 9 holes to 66 for 18 holes in just 1 year, right? Now, I'm not going to take credit for all of that. The information that I gave him was obviously good, but his dedication, his focus, the amount of practice that he put in, that was really what transformed his game. So it's always a little bit of give and take. And on that same point, when I was able to take a kid from that level up, depending on the personality, I was able to take them further into college and also into the professional ranks. However, that's not my wheelhouse. There are plenty more qualified instructors than myself at helping kids navigate transferring from high school into college and getting scholarships. There are many more kids that are better suited going to a different coach or working with a college advisor that's going to help them to do that. So parents, make sure you're observing your kids. Make sure that you're working with a coach that can help you to do that. Make sure that you're spending time understanding exactly what your kids want to do, and then that's going to help. The communication is going to help you all as a family of player, parent, and coach really work that child toward exactly where they want to go. So again, if you're enjoying these videos and you've got more questions on this stuff, please comment. All the information that I have, I will relay back and forth through the comments on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, tell your friends if they want to come watch it. Maybe there's some information that I can share that will really help them. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.